This will be great for my XRP and Ondo fans. Let's see if that's still working. Yes. All right, looks like all my chats are working. All right, as some of you know, I've been paying attention to Ondo Finance lately. I think they're doing some really cool stuff in real-world asset tokenization, particularly around financial markets. Very interesting, like US Treasuries are tokenized on Ondo, but now there's a partnership between Ondo and XRP. I think this is super cool. Zach Humphreys, a friend of the channel, has covered this, and I think we gotta take a look at this because this is super interesting. So let me put my headphones on.
XRP, or if you hold Ondo Finance, this video is for you guys. You got to see this because Ondo is coming out with their own, and there's a lot of interesting things happening right now in the tokenization space. We've talked a lot about what XRP and Ripple is doing right now, especially in the Middle East with Dubai. They're tokenizing real estate on the XRPL, but people often forget Ripple and Ondo both partnered up, massive companies. Ripple partnering up with Ondo. We know that Ondo is at the forefront of tokenization when it comes to the financial side of things, right? When we look at tokenizing US treasuries, equities, but we also need to address what's going on with Ondo's blockchain and how XRP kind of fits into all of this as well. So
I think it's interesting that they're starting their own blockchain. I had no idea that that was in the works, and apparently this partnership has been around for a little while. I was unaware of this. I don't follow Ondo. I'm kind of new to following Ondo. I was really interested. I heard someone from Ondo talking about this on one of the Wolf of Wall Street spaces, and it made me interested because I thought, wow, that's they're actually really into this Ondo. Actually, I should have put Ondo on my title too, because I think Ondo is doing some really cool stuff with financial markets like the US Treasuries. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. That's wonderful. I like to see that kind of stuff. So I think this is really neat, and this partnership is really cool. But let's learn more about this blockchain.
guys, hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe down below, and there's a reason why I hold both XRP and Ondo. They play into one another in terms of, how they're going to help each other tokenize the world, essentially. And there's going to be a lot of big players, but these two in particular go hand in hand. Massive players already on board with Ondo, of course, BlackRock, JP Morgan Chase, and Ripple. So let's get into it, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about both the assets from a chart standpoint. Ondo looks very, very interesting right here at 83 cents. We did get our momentum up recently here at 81 cents on the come up. We did dip down to about 75 cents. Chart's looking pretty nice though here on Ondo.
By the way, what happened to like the play? We used to be able to actually move the video around. It doesn't appear you can scroll the video anymore. It's really weird.
Really primed and ready for a breakout, especially if we go to the daily chart. We've been kind of range bound for a really long time.
By the way, that was on June 9th, so he was definitely right. Poised for a breakout. They definitely broke out. Credit to Zach for that.
Since March, essentially, we've been down here below $1. Yeah, we popped up here a couple different times, just weren't able to sustain that like $1.10 level, $1.11. But anytime Ondo is under $1 right now, I am definitely prepared to be a buyer at these levels. That's just my opinion here. And if you guys want the early access to know when Ondo or XRP or any of these cryptos are really ready to pop, XT Algo, my trading software, great tool for you guys. Great 21% off coupon code linked down below in the description. It's awesome because you can set up your own customized alerts. This is your access to exactly what I'm using to make my trades. I've got alerts set up for a lot of the top 100 cryptos. I walk you through how to set it all up. You could try it risk-free for 30 days, and there is a link down below to XT Algo. But wanted to get into some of the news and information, and partly why I'm so bullish on Ondo, especially alongside Ripple, as a tokenized world is playing out in front of us. And Ondo Finance is a key leader. And they just recently announced Ondo Chain, which is going to be a layer 1 blockchain Right now, Ondo's only one of the only top cryptos out there, that are actually utility plays that don't have their own blockchain, but they soon will, right? So they're designing a layer one to bridge the gap between TradFi and DeFi. And it was announced at the Ondo Summit, huge step toward institutional grade blockchain infrastructure. And Ondo Finance's CEO said financial markets are overdue for an upgrade. This is coming from Nathan Ullman. Today's financial systems are plagued by high fees, limited access, and operational inefficiencies. At Ondo, we are addressing these challenges head on by creating a unified ecosystem that bridges the best of TradFi with the capabilities of blockchain technology. So where they're looking first is within the financial world, right? And with Ondo Chain, the company aims to address the challenges that exist and the barriers to tokenizing real world assets, ensuring security while doing so, compliance and interoperability. Well,
This might be a hot take, but I don't think we need another token. I don't think we need another blockchain. I think we already have really successful blockchains. But they can build, it's a free market. They can build what they want. I think it's harder and harder for a company to make a compelling case for yet another blockchain when we have so many to choose from already. I think there's already too many coins and too many blockchains. But I'll definitely watch for it. Maybe it'll do more than I think it will do, or it'll be better than I think it will be. So who knows?
Still maintaining the efficiency and transparency of public blockchains like ETH. So why Ondo Chain? Why are they building out their own?
I'm sorry, did you say efficiency like ETH? I hope it's better than ETH. ETH is not the example I would have used, frankly. I mean, God, use Algorand or Hedera, or even XRP. Like XRP, works better. Why would you say ETH? That's just amazing. Not a great sign, I'll be honest.
Layer one. Well, DeFi incompatibility with public securities. So right now, traditional financial instruments like corporate stocks and government bonds come with a lot of complex mechanics, dividends, splits, corporate actions. These features don't align well with existing DeFi protocols, right? So Ondo Chain is set to attack these challenges. The other thing we have to address is liquidity and fragmentation across blockchains. Currently, RWAs are being issued on multiple blockchains, leading to liquidity fragmentation, right? So Ondo Chain is looking to be interoperable, allowing different blockchains to communicate with other blockchains in one space.
I mean, I think that's okay, but Link is already doing that, and a lot of that new wormhole just went live on Algorand, allowing it to easily transition between different chains. So I don't know if that's necessary. I don't hear the problem that they're solving that isn't already solved by another chain. And they talked about the complex layer of, the fragmentation. Well, adding another blockchain just adds more fragmentation. I hate to come out negative because I think Ondo is doing some great stuff, but I'm a little skeptical of how. I just think a lot of stuff in crypto tends to be like solutions in the search of problems, and this really seems to fit into that category for me. Like I just don't know that there's a need for another blockchain, and it just sounds like they're doing a lot of the same things. I mean, that's fine if they want to hey, we think we can do it maybe slightly better, but I just don't know what problem they're solving that isn't already solved in some other way.
And again, where Ripple comes in here is they can provide a lot of that liquidity. And that is one of the big reasons why they've partnered up with Ondo. Then you've got the whole issue with transaction fees. Most blockchain networks require fees. Ondo Chain seeks to stabilize these fees by allowing staking of tokenized RWAs. We know that that's coming with Ethereum as well, ETH staking. Now, we've also got security concerns. Ondo Chain is set to use institutional grade validators and DVNs, or decentralized verifier networks, to enhance security. Then you've got the institutional hesitation due to a lot of the regulatory.
So that's actually kind of funny to me because isn't that one of the chief? Whoa, what happened there? Apparently I just got kicked off of X. That's really strange. Oh, it's been an interesting live stream, that's for sure. Apparently, well, I'm seeing it on here though. Strange. Anyway, apparently that was one of the chief complaints about Algorand from people like Justin Bonds, that they were using validator nodes that were centralized and not decentralized enough. That, you know, you want, what you wanted is like the people controlling it. So I think that's super interesting.
Concerns. So Ondo Chain is built with permission validators to address these concerns, making it a very, very suitable place for institutional capital markets.
And very centralized. I mean, that's, and I guess that's fine. I find what they really want, I think what a lot of institutions really want is they want privacy, and they don't want they don't want it to be a public ledger. Looks like I'm back up on X. That's good. And I think that's why Silvio Macaulay is focusing on the fiat chain as a intermediary layer, so that people who are distrustful of crypto, I just don't see how like institutions that are really distrustful of crypto will suddenly be like, oh, but you guys are okay. I think that distrust exists no matter what chain you're using. Like this has been Algorand's play for a long time. They've been trying to be the adult in the room. I think Hedera is too. Both of those have been really trying to focus on enterprise and being less crypto-y, for lack of a better word. I just don't see that Ondo is going to do more than those chains are already doing.
Markets. So they're starting again with US treasuries and equities. And if you kind of deep dive into why Ripple is partnered with Ondo, you know, you'll see kind of where this leads. So it says here, Ondo Finance and Ripple have partnered to bring Ondo's OUSG, or short-term US government treasuries, onto the XRP ledger. This move aims to provide institutional investors with access to tokenized treasuries on the XRPL, and the partnership aims to address the demand for liquidity. This is the big piece, right? This is why Ripple's such a big player. Efficiency and transparency in the market for tokenized real-world assets.
So that makes a lot more sense to me. That makes a lot more sense to me than creating your own chain. Like you already have XRP, which gives you access to institutions. I just don't think it makes sense to make your own blockchain again.
So RLUSD is another big part of this. This is the stable coin within the Ripple ecosystem. It's seen as a response, this partnership, to the growing demand from institutional investors for tokenized US treasuries that, again, offers liquidity, efficiency, and transparency. This news came out back in January that Ondo and XRP were teaming up. And this is, again, one of the reasons why I've decided to really go heavy into both of these assets. I mentioned to you guys that I opened up a much larger position, again, in XRP at 225. I know that trade didn't look good a little while ago, but we're back above it at 228. It's a long-term play for me. I did convert some old cryptos more, and just basically to get a bigger position. And it's a separate position from my XRP spot where I was buying at 40, 50 cents. Opened up a separate position with, totally different goals and aspirations with that. But I just think where XRP is today is severely undervalued, given where we're heading, with tokenizing real world assets. And Ondo, again, another big part of my strategy here. So if you guys do want to come trade with me too.
Yeah, I think we can. I'm much more I'll be honest. I can understand wanting to control the ecosystem by having your own chain. I just haven't seen it work out that well. Gala has been going down. They have their own chain now and hasn't really helped them much. I'm much more bullish on this partnership with Ripple, which already has access. So you can bring the cool stuff that Ondo is doing, like tokenized treasuries, and bring them right to institutions via Ripple. I think that makes a lot more sense to me. I think he's right. Ripple has a lot more space to rip, so that'll be good. And I think Ondo will as well. So I would say that's probably the bigger news and the bigger deal. I'm much more bullish on that partnership than I am their own chain. But everyone got to do what they think is best for them, I guess.